Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 7.8, Frequency Distributions. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, math journal, your template, and then HomeLink 7.8. If you don't have HomeLink 7.8, that's okay. Then just keep following along with the lesson and you can write down your answers in either a notebook or on a whiteboard. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open up your math journal to page 178. If you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for our first question, draw hands to show 4:15. You should have your hour hand, your shorter hand, just a little bit past your 4, and then your minute hand, the longer hand, should be on the 3. For question 2, I'm taking a look at my plot and I can see that Grace read the most books or the maximum, and I can see that Lily read the least or the minimum books. For question 3, there are 6 rooms. Each room has 4 windows. How many windows in all? I created an array for this problem and I have a total of 24 windows. For question 4, fill in the missing numbers. So they gave me 892. I know one more would be 893. I know 10 more would be my checkpoint of 903. 903 plus 10 would be 913, and then one less would be 912. For question 5, here is a picture of a pyramid. What is the shape of one of the faces? And you should have had a triangle. For question 6, color 5/8 of the rectangle. And so you can see that I have 5 of the spaces colored in. You didn't have to have the same 5 that I had, but just double check to make sure you had 5 shaded in. So double check to make sure you have your page correct before moving on to the next part of the lesson. For the next part of the lesson, if you can either use notebook paper or a whiteboard and marker to write down your answers. If the speed is too fast, pause as often as needed. For our first question today, I want you to try to do as much of this in your head as you can, and you're looking for numbers that go together to make a 10 or a 20 or a 30 or even a 40. So could you press pause to solve this problem and then press play when you're ready to check? All right, second graders, so I'm going to start with my 21 plus my 19. So I know if I added my 9 more to 21, I would be at 30, and then adding the 10 more, I'd be at 40. And then I know 4 plus 6 is 10, so 40 plus 10, I would be at 50. Let's try some more problems like this. Could you solve 25 plus 3 plus 17 plus 35? And again, look for those nice numbers that go together. Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, I'm going to start with my 25 and my 35. So I know if I add the 5 more to, well, either side, but if I add 5 more to 25, I would be at 30. And then I can add 30 plus 30, which is 60. Now I know that 17 plus 3 more is 20. So 60 plus 20 is 80. Here's another one. We have 15 plus 18 plus 12 plus 5. Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, for this one, I know if I added 5 more to 15, I would have 20. And if I added 2 to 18, I would be at 20. Plus another 10, I would be at 30. So 30 plus 10 would bring, 30 plus 20 would bring me to 50. We have one more problem like this today. We have 50 plus 50 plus 29 plus 11. Press pause and play when you're ready to check. So I'm going to start with my 29 plus 11. I know that one more would bring me to 30, plus another 10 would bring me to 40. And I know that 50 plus 50 is 100. So 100 plus 40 equals 140. We'll work more on problems like this in future lessons. The next thing, you can just put your whiteboard or your notebook to the side. We're going to take a look at tally charts and line plots. So here's an example of a tally chart, and this is one way to organize data, organize information. So you can see the teeth lost in Mr. Allen's class. On the side, I have the number of teeth lost, and then I have the number of children that lost that many teeth. So this tally chart shows the number of teeth lost by the children in Mr. Allen's class. Notice how there's 3 tally marks to the right of 2. So you can see the 3 tally marks to the right of the 2. That means that 3 children lost 2 teeth. Now another way to organize the information is using a line plot. So you can see we're still looking at teeth lost in Mr. Allen's class, but this line plot shows the same data as the tally chart on page 40. So there are 3 X's above 2, and this is showing again that there's 3 children that lost 2 teeth. So you can see the X's are my number of children, and my numbers on the bottom are the number of teeth lost. So today we're going to take a look at another chart in our HomeLink. So if you can pull out HomeLink 7.8, we'll talk about that first. So we have Ms. Ortiz is a basketball coach, and she measured the height of each player. Then she made the data table shown below. So you can see the height in inches, and then you can see the number of players that were those heights. So I can see one person was 46, nobody was 47, 3 people were 48 inches, one person was 49, 2 people were 50 inches, one person was 51 inches, and one person was 52 inches. So let's talk about some of these questions. For the first question, you're going to answer, how many children are 50 inches tall? And then for question 2, how many players are 47 inches tall? Could you answer questions 1 and 2 and then press play when you're ready to check? All right, second graders, so 50 inches tall, I better pull this over so I can see my full. I can see that 50 inches tall, there were 2 players. And then 47 inches tall, I could see that there were 0 players that were 47 inches tall. For question number 3, it's going to ask us the shortest player is how many inches tall. And then question 4, the tallest player is how many inches tall. Could you answer questions 3 and 4? Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders. So my shortest player I can see was 46 inches tall because that was my smallest height. And then my tallest player was 52 inches tall because that was my largest height. For question 5, how many players did Ms. Ortiz measure? So could you count how many players in this column? Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, when I added up my numbers, I would have seen that she is talking about 9 different players. For our last question, or last 2 questions, for question 6, which height occurs the most often? Meaning, which of these heights was the most popular and had the most players at it? Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, you should have said that 48, and you can see that because 48 happened 3 times. There were 3 players that were at that height. For our last question, number 7, we're going to find the middle or the median height. But before we find the middle, we need to put those numbers in order from the smallest to the largest. So could you press pause and put your numbers in order from smallest to largest, and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, a couple things to remember. There was nobody with 47, so you'll notice how I will not be putting a 47. You'll also notice that 48 and 50 happen more than one time, so I'm going to have to put those more than one time. So if you have any mistakes, if you could fix those as we're filling in our middle. So I had 46, I had 48, and I actually had to do 3 48s, and then I had 149. I wrote 52 times because there were 2 people that were 50 inches. I have 51, and then I have 52. Now, once you have your numbers in order from smallest to largest, then you can start crossing off to find that median. So then I'm going to cross off my smallest number and my largest. And then I'm going to go to my next smallest and my next largest. My next smallest was 48. And then I'll cross off 50. I'll cross off my next 48 and my next 50 until I'm down to one number, which my middle number was 49. So 49 inches for my median height. So double check to make sure you have your page correct before moving on to math boxes. For math boxes today, we're going to be looking at page 182. I'll quickly go over the directions, then I'll ask that you complete this page on your own. When you're all done, take a picture and add the picture to Seesaw for your classroom teacher. We will go over this page in our next video. So for question 1, I'm going to ask that you show 3 ways to make 45 cents. For question 2, there's 6 children. Each has 4 stickers. How many stickers in all? And then complete the multiplication diagram. Show 52 degrees on the thermometer. For question 4, put these numbers in order from smallest to largest, and then which number is the most popular, the mode, or which number happens the most times. For question 5, write a number model for a ballpark estimate. So you can put your ballpark estimate on the line, rounding to the nearest 10, and then solve. And then for number 6, use either less than, greater than, or equal to compare these two fractions. All right, I'll see you next time.